Hello there, my name's Georgie Newbery and today I'm going to look at seeds. It is the single most disgusting day of the year, the 27th of December. It's kind of non-time. So I like to do something positive when it's really grisly out there, and I'm going to go through my seed collection and possibly order some more. But I have a few top tips for those of you, whether you be flower farmers like me, or you've got a lovely little cut flower patch, or you're just considering growing a few flowers for the first time this year. I've got some top tips for making sure you don't overspend, overorder, end up overwhelmed. We want to keep things always manageable. Now, do remember, I have lots of workshops about designing cut flower patches and sowing seeds, demos and things. So have a look at the website, and if there's something that tickles your fancy over the next couple of months, then do book a place. I teach very straightforwardly, no floating around in a long dress with some lovely music for me. No. I am just straightforward because I like things to be clear and easy, and I like to debunk some of the myths or I like to make things simple. I don't like to make things complicated. So if you come on a workshop with me, that's what you'll get. So here are last year's seeds. So before I order anything, I will go through all of these seeds. I will throw away anything which is older than a year, and they should all have the date on to tell me when I got them. Look, see, 20. So anything that's over a year old will go in the bin ruthlessly, because what I want is 95% germination. So I'm going to have new fresh seed and I'll get 95% germination. So first of all, I'm going to get rid of a load of these. Then I will make a list and I will look at the number of sowings I plan to have. So I normally sow 5, this is ballparking because there's obviously, little extra now and again. But basically I go for 5 sowings a year, starting in June with the biennials and the late tender annuals and the perennials. I then sow September, February, end of March, beginning of April, and end of April. So that's 5 sowings. I also know how much space I've got. I have measured my beds and I know how long I'm going to leave plants in the ground before replacing them. So that manages how many different varieties I'm going to sow at any one time. And I ballpark it down so that I don't ever sow too many, but I have a nice variety. And for me, I think growing cut flowers through the season, if I have, say, 5 different sowings, then I have 5 different looks. It's like completely rearranging the garden 5 times over the season. And so I will think carefully so that when I'm ordering seed, I only order something that will make a good look. And so that's why I use my Pinterest boards. I don't share them with the general public. That's where I design what I'm going to grow in advance. So ballparking, useful because it saves time and energy. So ballpark, I aim to sow 10 different varieties at each sowing, only 10. And this means that I don't just go onto anybody's website and order a vast mishmash. And I think when they're going to be flowering and what they're going to look like together, and again, that stops me having a vast mishmash. I will think about my colours. So for example, if I'm growing cosmos, I might sow white cosmos like Purity in April because I love that white colour in the high and late summer. But I might sow a darker colour like the cranberries, dark red, because it's so good with the dahlias late in the autumn. So I won't just ordered 10 packets of random cosmos. I haven't got room for 10 packets of random cosmos worth of seed. I might have 30 plants of each variety at any one time. I need some consistency in what I'm growing. Here comes Fabrizio. But I don't need 10 kinds of cosmos at any one time. I haven't got space for it. So I might altogether order 3 kinds of cosmos to take me through the whole season. Only 3. So I've worked it all out. I'm going to probably order about 50 packets of seed. And if each packet of seed is £3 sterling, then my budget is 150 quid. Am I going to order it all now? No, I am not going to order it all now. I'm going to order the hardy annuals that I want to sow in February and the end of March and beginning of April now. So I'm only probably going to order 20 packets of seeds now, which means that at £3 a packet, I only need 60 quid right now. But through the year, I'll spend 150 quid. Now remember, I'm sowing a lot of seed. You may not need to spend so much money. And I think what happens often is people buy enormous amounts of seed, don't sow it, don't use it all up. You get maybe 500 Ami Majors seeds in a packet of seed. Do you need 500 Ami Majors plants? I doubt it. So think really hard before you order your seed. I would always order direct from the seed suppliers, and I have some particular recommendations here. So, Chiltern seeds, fantastic, really good quality, very fresh, and different things. Here comes himself. No, he's going the other way. The reason I'm not wearing a Common Farm Flowers apron, by the way, today is because I'm boil washing my aprons, it being the 27th of December. Just to start clearing it up is getting too strong. Anyway, back to the seeds. So Chiltern seeds, good for different varieties. And there's another one. I'm going to write it down so I get them all in. For something a little bit different, go for Chiltern. Higgledy is my favourite seed supplier. I highly recommend Higgledy Garden. This is my friend Benjamin Ranyard, who lives on a narrowboat with his dog Flash. And he and I have been in business together for, not together, but at sort of the same amount of time. And we met each other back on Twitter back in the early days and have really pushed each other's businesses along. He is fantastic because his seed is fresh as a daisy. He buys limited amount of seed in a year. And when it's sold, it's sold. He's a bit like me. He works out what he needs to live on and works back from that to make it. And when he's made enough, goes for a walk. Very sensible way to be. Don't just be commercial for the sake of it. Do it, for a reasonable amount and then take a break. Sorry, I was disturbed there by my family who were off doing sales shopping in the Oval. Can you imagine anything worse on a horrible, miserable, wet day? Anyway, they're all very excited. So back to the seed people. Chiltern seeds, really highly recommend. There they are. Online, you can get on their website. They have, and they're mostly photographs, so you can see what you're growing. Really good people. Higgledy, just say yes to my friend Higgledy Garden. I love plants of distinction. They quite often have something a bit unusual, so have a look at them. Tamar Organics, if you want to grow organically grown seed, certified organic seed, Tamar Organics are good. Also Suffolk Herbs, who are part of Kings of Cockershaw, and they have an organic, Suffolk Herbs is their organic branch, if you like, and they have quite nice things. The organic people don't necessarily have such an enormous choice, but that's an option. Kings of Cockershaw I go to for my sweet pea seeds. Also good for sweet peas. Try Eastern Walled Gardens in Lincolnshire, just off the A1. Very nice. You can always go and stop there for a cup of tea in the summer and look at all the sweet peas and choose. They grow about 90 different varieties, I think. And if you want wholesale quantities of seed, then there are moles. They're called moles seeds. Mole, like a little mole in the ground. Mole seeds are good for wholesale quantities. Just be a little bit wary about the wholesale quantities of seeds, because there's really is a limit. Even if you're a big flower farmer, there's a limit to how much seed you need in a year. And if you're buying, in order to get the good price, you have to buy like a lot of seed, by the weight. And sometimes actually you don't need anything like that much. It would be cheaper to buy retail quantities elsewhere. Just worth thinking about. Higgledy Garden has usually some great bundles that you can order all in one go. And his website is very, very easy to navigate. So particularly if you're new to growing flowers, or I go to Higgledy because the quality is second to none. You really get the germination rate that you ask for, and he's an all-round good egg. So support the good eggs in life, I say. So there you go. So my first job, before I do anything else, I've got to go through this lot and get rid of a fair chunk. I'm then going to make a big list, and I'm going to make sure that I don't overspend. My budget for the whole year is going to be about 150 quid. So I'm going to be quite careful. And I'm going to make sure that I'm growing a look at any one time, not just anything that I think tickles my fancy. I mean, you know, calendula. You can have 15 different kinds of calendula. You can have 10 different kinds of cornflowers. You can have 5 different kinds of ammi. You really think before you just order everything and end up spending hundreds of pounds or hundreds of dollars on flower seed that you cannot have enough space to grow. So design your bouquets in your mind and then order the seed. Give yourself a budget. Work out when you're sowing, when you're going to make your sowings, and give yourself a really sensible few amount of varieties to sow on those, in my case, 5 different occasions. So I will always go a little bit over, but do what I say, not what I do. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this session. If any of the advice I give you is useful, please do buy me a coffee. The link is in the blurb to each of my clips. And hopefully I'll see some of you at a workshop or a demo this year. We do online and at the farm, but I do appreciate that a lot of you are in America and Canada and Australia and all around the world, which I love. So thanks very much for joining me, and I will see you again soon.